Hey, I just got done watching the new animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, so I just thought I might give out some general impressions of the movie for you guys. You know, I've wanted to do something like this for a while now, talking about movies or games after I've finished watching them, or playing them in a video game's case, but I suppose better late than never. So, this movie was announced like last year, I think. It was at like a Disney Plus event where Jeff Kinney's like, hey, we're making an animated Diary of a Kid movie. And I was like, well, hell yeah. That's what I've wanted for so long. I mean, we've had the 3 live-action movies, which I think are perfectly fine, but this is what we really want, like, an animated Wimpy Kid movie, since, you know, the art style of the books is just so iconic. Then we found out it's going to be CG, and I'll admit the designs are still a little weird, but I feel like I've gotten used to them by now. I think Greg looks fine. I think Roderick looks fine. I think Greg's mom looks pretty good, actually. Like, I think they did a really good job animating her design. Manny's the only one who still looks off, but that's only because of how weird his design was in the first place. But thankfully he's not in that much of the movie, if I'm being honest. So yeah, the animation was clearly done on a small budget. So, obviously it's not going to be like Pixar or anything, but given what the animators had to work with, I think they did the best job they could. And that's actually going to be sort of the theme we're going to be running into for this movie. The people doing the best job that they could with what they worked with. Because I think this movie is perfectly fine, but there is a lot of missed potential here. Mostly because of the movie's short runtime. Yeah, this movie's only 56 minutes long, including credits. So they cut out a lot of stuff. They cut out the wrestling unit, they cut out the safety patrol stuff, they cut out the school play for the Wizard of Oz, all of which, I suppose not all of them like add a whole lot to the story, but they would still be nice to be there. The safety patrol thing is absolutely important because that's the instant where Greg and Rowley split up and stopped being friends. In this movie, they changed it into it being Rowley's comic strip getting popular. That's the big splitting up point. And when in the original book, that was just the breaking point that made Greg and Rowley fight. And for you fans of the first live-action movie, no, there's no mother-son sweetheart dance. Tragic loss, I know. But they do a few things different. For example, Greg is much less of a jerk here than he was in the book and the first movie. Or the first live-action movie. And, on the one hand, I guess this makes it a little more pleasant to watch if you don't like Greg. But on the other hand, part of the reason Diary of a Wimpy Kid is so unique is because Greg is such a jerk. Like, it's very rare for, like, a kid's book series, like, aimed at, like, elementary school kids, and, I guess, early middle school kids, to have a protagonist that is so terrible. So, removing Greg of his edge sort of makes this movie lose a bit of its identity, and feels more like just another, like, animated middle school comedy, I guess. Now speaking of the comedy, I thought the movie was decently funny. There were some good jokes there. A lot of them are just picked from the book. I like the addition. I like Rowley's costume. What they did with his costume, they turned him. He was dressed as a knight in the book, but here they added like a squeaky inflatable tube unicorn thing that's supposed to be like, you know, he's riding a horse, he's a knight. I thought that was cute. There were some neat, fun callbacks to like the books, including some of the later books, which I think was neat because it ties into them more. Greg has a picture of net critters on his wall. Rowley mentions the Goat Man, and even questions if the Goat Man is like, you know, half goat, half man up top and bottom, or split down the middle, which is from one of the books. I thought that was really good. They have Manny go get them a bunch of candy for them because of his cuteness, which is something Roderick did, I think, in the second book. That was really clever. Speaking of Roderick, like, Greg, this is another complaint I have, that the other characters that aren't Greg and Rowley aren't used all that much. Greg's dad does like nothing of importance. Like he does still toss the water on Greg and Rowley at the end of Halloween, just like in the book. But he doesn't really do anything after that. Roderick is in all of one scene where he explains to Greg what's happening in middle school, and he's still a jerk. So that's nice. I don't think we're gonna have people going like, "Oh, Roderick's the best one here," like with like the live action movies. Manny is present for Halloween, but that's about all he does. Greg's mom easily has the most importance because she still, like, you know, gives Greg talks, and thankfully she's nowhere near as obnoxious as she is in the later books. She's just the supportive mom, and she actually like talks to Greg and helps him out. So that's nice. Superfluous change here, but like in the book when Rowley and Greg are split up, Rowley befriends Colin, who is a character that has no importance in the rest of the series. So, but in this movie they changed it to Hedgehog, who does show up in the other books sometimes. So that was nice. Yeah, that's all I really have to say here. This was a fine adaptation that I enjoyed seeing, and you know, if you already have Disney Plus, there's no reason why you shouldn't check it out. If you like the books, you'll probably like this, albeit be a little disappointed at them not having all of the fun plot points. So, if I give this movie a rating, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10. Jeff Kinney's already stated that a Roderick Rules movie is in development for next year, and you know, yeah, I'll watch that. Oh, before I close out, the casting is fine. The cast does I think the cast did a good job with their roles. Obviously, Roderick is no Devon Bodstick, but the voice they picked for him is good. The voice they picked for all of them is good. A lot better than the Long Haul movie. Like, what the hell happened there? I didn't recognize any actors, but I suppose that's neat, seeing like actors I didn't know do new voices. So that's neat. Anyway, that's all for this one. Maybe I'll do more in the future. Like maybe once Spider-Man comes out in a few weeks, maybe I'll do a short impressions on that. Thanks for watching. That's all for me then. Have a good one, guys.